welcome to another Code Untapped Tech Talk. It's been a while. Jay, how are you doing?
It's been a while, Ez. It's been mental these last couple of months. It's been mental. Yeah.
I think quite a lot has happened for you, right? So, I mean, how about you tell everyone the big milestone that you've now hit?
Well, we've finally launched our Yome platform, and we've launched it on the App Store, and we've launched it on Google Play as well. So the app is out. Yes.
So
yes.
Well done. I've been asking for that to be out since what, June last year. I've been saying, come on, get it out, get it out.
Wasn't ready. No, to be honest, we've learned a lot actually going through that process. And one of the things that we've learned is that really, you know, we could have got it out earlier. We definitely could have got it out earlier. Yeah. But it's funny because we did so much, but we hadn't crossed the line. And that last bit, that last bit, I mean, Apple, I think I've got a love-hate relationship with Apple actually. But I love them now. I didn't love them 2 weeks ago.
But yeah, it is though, isn't it? It's that last 5% is that really, really difficult bit and takes forever. Everyone thinks it's the actual coding that's the hard bit. No, it's actually getting it live that's the really big challenge. Getting
it live, yeah, it's joining all the dots, and especially when you with the type of product that we've launched. Well, as you know, we've actually launched it's a fintech product that it's a fintech service. So it's a marketplace for freelancers and tradespeople to manage their customer relationships and get paid faster. So it's an invoicing platform, it's a payment platform, it's a social network, and it's all of those things. And it's a sales pipeline as well. So it's all of those things rolled into one. And in order to have that sort of integrated offering, we have to make sure that there is continuity between the features that we're providing, and hold together well. And actually, so we have to serve multiple masters in terms of providing that functionality. And I think that was a difficult thing as well. And then because we're a finance app, there are more restrictions that you have to abide by. So Apple are much more stringent in the entity that provides that platform, things like that you know, we weren't aware of, that we needed to be aware of. And then I think for us, we had, I don't know, well, previously we had an issue with the original name for our product. So the original name for our product was Some Group, and Some Group, we couldn't trademark it. We could not trademark that name, and we had an issue with it, and we'd already branded. So our website.
And how long did that actually take? From the moment
that process, that process. So the trademark process takes a long time anyway. So it takes like 3 months. And especially if somebody appeals against your trademark, it can take even longer to wait for you to try and negotiate with that person, blah blah blah. So we did that, and then but we had one of the companies that had an issue with our trademark didn't want to weren't allowing us to effectively amend the trademark to satisfy them. So it was easier for us, instead of going into some protracted negotiation with them, it was easier for us to just rebrand. But when I say easier, is that was, you know, 2 months down the line easier. It was a long process to so we rebranded the website, then we have to create a new domain, then we have to brand the app in the Google Play Store and in the App Store, rebrand the app itself. But before you can even start any of that, you have to find a new name. So we had to find a new name, and then you had to actually then design the logo, and then make sure that that name and that logo fits in with the current brand, and then actually, because there's some issues around, as we were talking about with Apple, around a finance company providing a product on the App Store. The Apple requirement is that the name of that product needs to match the actual publishing entity. Publishing entity within Apple is a legal entity, so it's actually a real company. So we had to accelerate the process of creating a new entity to house for Apple effectively. So that took some time as well. And then obviously with a new entity, we still have to create something called like a DUNS number, which is almost like the American equivalent of a company registration number. So there was a protracted process. I mean, even when we got the product ready and we launched it, we put it into open testing in the Google Play Store, there was a still further 2 weeks of ensuring that we met all of the requirements for Apple. So we couldn't launch both products at the same time. We launched the Google Play Store one, and then we had to meet Apple's requirements and then launch that one. But that happened last week, Thursday. So,
well, mate, well done. Yeah. I mean, to have done that is amazing, and to have the app out there, man, and you're allowing small businesses, SMEs, sole traders to sign up now, right, as well, to onboard onto the platform. So you're actually getting real clients onto it.
Yes, that's right. So we wanted to ensure that, you know, the service that we offered was working as per design. So we've put the app initially into like an invite only state, and we've got some selected businesses that we've onboarded. So we onboarded a number of businesses on Monday, which was like the very first day that the app was out, and those guys are going through their profile, they're invoicing, they're generating quotes, and it all looks good so far. So that's great. So we're going to be onboarding our second set of cohort businesses on Monday, and then if all goes well with those guys, then we will just open up the app to the old world. Yes,
the plan is to get some serious traction behind this, right? Kick off.
So.
In invoicing.
That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. We want to get out there. We want everybody to basically, running your business as a small as a sole proprietor should be the easiest part. So providing the service is what you should be focusing on. So if you've got a small business, if you're a plumber or a tradesperson or a freelancer or whatever, that's your job. Not managing all of your clients and managing the generating of invoices and quotes and all the paperwork and the administration around it. There should be something to help you do that, because actually none of that actually helps you to get paid. It's providing the service that enables you to get paid. So we want to take away all of that cognitive burden, and just allow businesses to focus on what they're good at, basically. So that's what we're trying to achieve, and what we're trying to deliver with Yo, essentially.
So go for it, Joe. Sorry, I keep it. This is your story. I keep interrupting.
Well, it's interesting because leading up to this as well, I mean, it's interesting because we were talking with VCs as well in January, and my understanding of that process at the time, it was for us to really gauge where we were on our journey and what they could see would help us in our roadmap in the future. So what sort of, where should we be sort of heading with what we've built? Where can we take it? What can we do? What can we explore type thing? So for me, it was more like a fact-finding exercise. I knew that we didn't have the traction, which is what all VCs want, is traction. So for me, it was that. But it was an interesting thing because I had, as you know the story, I had some members of the team that were with me in that journey and with me in those VC meetings. And it was interesting because when we sort of got, and it was a rejection, we got rejections from three VCs. At 3 VC meetings, we got three rejections, and I was sort of prepared for that because I knew that the traction thing was going to be too much of a big hurdle for them to get round. But the sort of the staff, the rest of the team that we had together, I think it was, the rejection was hard for them to take, and so it transpires that it was too hard for them to continue in the journey. So as you know, I've been doing this journey by myself sort of the end of January, sort of, and it's been hard. It's been hard. Yeah,
it has. I mean, there are still some other people involved that are definitely very much part of the team.
Which is good, because
but no, absolutely.
Because that's what happens. I think that's what happens. I think when one door closes for somebody, for one person, it opens for another people. So we've managed to we've managed to get some other key players into our team, and you know, they've been a great help. And without them, we couldn't have achieved this release as well. So that's amazing. Yeah,
100%, man. So, you know, what if we were to look at this? What would be your biggest advice? What would be the number one piece of advice you'd give to any other entrepreneur, founder who's in the same kind of situation? They want to launch an app. They want to get it into the App Store, to the Google Play Store. They've got a great idea. They're already coding. You know, they're not sure when they should launch. Where would you start with your guidance, given everything you've been through?
Yeah, and I am going to say this, but because traction is everything. Yeah, and I was sort of. It was almost a shame that I put out the prototype and we did well with the prototype, because it gave me false security that, you know, I could just go and build a Rolls Royce now and put it out there.
Right.
And the thing is, and that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted there to be a sea change between the initial prototype that I built and the product that we're launching now. And it is a sea change. It is a sea change. But we should have launched it months ago. Yeah. And it would have taken less of the cognitive burden on me, managing everything else, especially managing the financing side of it. It would have been much easier. And the conversations that I'm going to have probably in a couple of months, to raise, I would have been having now. Yeah,
right, exactly.
And so the quicker you raise, the quicker you can get out there and prove traction, even if the product isn't sort of where you want it to be, but it really can demonstrate what you want to achieve in this space. I think you should just put it out there. I think you should just put it out there and let people play. And that is the one takeaway I would say. The earlier you get it out, it builds traction, it builds confidence, and it also builds confidence in your team. Yeah. Because people lose focus as well when you're just working on something constantly, and those you're not getting those what do they call them? I know people like to call them KPIs or those objectives. And it's important to have those objectives and KPIs in mind and work to those objectives and KPIs and be really strict on it, because people like that rigidity. They like to know that, right, we need to work towards this and we must lift. People like structure, and so it can help. So it can help your team as well. It can help galvanize your team and really push your team, because as you know, Ez, when we lost some of those key individuals in our team, it actually the process actually sped up.
I did. You went all of a sudden from talking about releasing in a couple of months, 2 months, to like, no, okay, I'm going to get this out now. And you lost like 2 key people, and all of a sudden the app's out. How did that happen? Okay, that's amazing.
That was a lot of hard work. That was a lot of hard work. There's a lot of 12-hour days there. I'll tell you
that's part of the journey, isn't it? So.
It is part of the journey. It is part of the journey. And that's the thing. I mean, when you're doing those 12-hour days and it's tight and you're tired and it's hard and you've just got to do that last feature and you've just got to roll out that last change to that service, you need to have that. You need to have that grounding, the thing that you need to always keep in mind, the reason why you're doing this. So for me, it goes back to the 3 Ps, as you know, the purpose, passion, planning and execution. I won't say PPE, but the purpose, planning and execution. I was just thinking about, why am I doing this? What am I trying to achieve here? And, you know, am I trying to make life easier for my customers? And, you know, will it benefit them? Yeah. And will I feel good about it? Yeah. And yeah. And for me, it's like, for me, this is more than just pushing out a product to make money. For me, a lot of the people that are going to be using this product are part of my community. Yeah. So to make their lives easier is actually, for me, giving back, using the skills that I've developed over the years as a financial technologist, being able to give that back to my community. So it's not for me, it's a little bit deeper. That's my purpose. So that can keep, that's the thing that can keep me pushing towards, getting it out and providing that, getting that product out there and providing that service. Yeah.
Also, man, look, it's a huge milestone as well, right? To say you've been able to build a fintech app, right? It looks amazing. You've been able to launch it in both the Google Play Store and the App Store. You've got clients onboarded onto it, using it. Mate, that's a huge, almost single-handedly, right? That's an incredible, well, it's not single-handed. There's been a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not single-handedly. It's definitely, there's always a team. There's always a team. But that's still,
it's a massive, massive achievement. So you definitely, and I encourage everyone to do this, everyone in my portfolio, everyone I work with, everyone I advise or mentor, celebrate the wins when you get them, right? And this is a win, absolutely. So make sure you have some fun with that and you enjoy it and you're proud of yourself for it. So what's next, man? Well, what's the next big thing? What are you focused on right now with this?
So what we're focused on right now is traction, and just stabilizing the finances. So we're going to do a small SCIS round to get some cash in that will enable us to really focus on building the traction, ensuring that the businesses that we onboard, we're really catering for them. So we're making sure we iron out any issues that we have. We'll smooth the journey for them where we can. At this early stage. So it's really all about the businesses that we onboard now.
Right.
And we're not going to be looking to build anything big now. So this is all about stabilizing the platform, making sure the journey is as smooth and as slick as possible for our customers, and just looking after those first customers. That's all I want to do, is just make sure that they have, a good time on the platform. Yeah.
And by the way, if there's anyone in the community who's listening, yes, Yom is raising money under SCIS. This is not an advert for SCIS investing. If you do invest, your money is at risk. But if you are interested in speaking to us about it, please do reach out. Okay.
And SCIS, as you want to talk about SCIS, you get, if you're a high tax rate payer, you get 50% back.
There we go.
Tax man.
That does not constitute advice, just facts. Okay. Just. You got to be very clear about these things, right? We don't want the FCA getting upset at us. But no, so that's amazing. So at the moment, focus on traction, getting a bit of money in the door, and then really, ultimately, it's about going on and raising your next round, and then getting some solid cash in the door, so you can really build this thing out and turn into
exactly.
a big global company.
Exactly, because as you know, we've got big plans in terms of what we want to build.
100%.
And the types of features and where we want to take this product, it takes capital. So so this period now is all about bedding down, making sure that we can really meet the requirements of our onboarded customers. And then it's going to be about just taking it to the next level and providing them with the next level of servicing for their customers, so that we can really level those businesses up, because that's what Yom's all about. I mean, in our first offering, we believe that we've allowed our onboarded businesses will level up immediately, because onboarding onto Yom immediately, you can offer credit to your customers. As a service provider, you just by onboarding onto Yom, and you can offer, and you can manage your entire customer relationship within an app that's on your phone. So
it's amazing.
So that it is, and I'm proud of getting it out, but I just want to make sure that the customers really get the benefit from this.
And I love that. I never really thought about it, but as a sole trader, or as a contractor, or as a service provider, I can say, I could say, I'll do a day's worth of consulting with you and you can pay me back through Klarna, right? And we can communicate through the app. We can message back and forth. We can agree exactly what's going to be said. I can show you my script because I can upload it into the message channel. We can agree on that. We can set up the invoice. You can pay through Klarna, so you can pay in installments. And then I'll come and I'll do my piece of advisory work with you, which I could even do through the app if I wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted, you could even video. You could even send a video of your.
That's true. I could even do a video of myself giving you the
through
advice
the app and send it through the app. And that's the versatility. And this is what technology provides. It provides you with a means of making the service that you provide more seamless and more easier for your customer. And it turns a debate about whether the work has been done into a simple, trust-based relationship, a transactional trust-based relationship, and that's all about. And so we're all about transparency. We're all about everybody being able to see exactly what's going on at any time. Yeah. Fantastic. So we don't see anything; it's all there. Yeah. So this is what we're on. This is what we're about. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're just about reaching the end of this Code Untapped Tech Talk, and we've been hearing all about.
The one thing I'd like to say, is before, and I always do this, don't I?
Yeah.
This is the last thing, and I just wanted to say that we are Code Untapped, and we are Code Untapped, and this is the first fintech startup out of the Code Untapped Venture Studio. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
We need to encourage more technologists to reach out to us if they've got any ideas, and we will help them grow their startups and become, the next Apples of the future. Yeah, so that's what we want. Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's any more to say other than that. I mean, wow, that I'd forgotten about saying that as well. So amazing. Look, so that's from Jason, co-founder, Code Untapped, founder of Yome, and newest entrepreneur on the block, right? So really excited to see what happens, and I think he's going to appear on our channel as one of our startups to watch as well. So, and that's another thing, guys, please check out our Instagram, check out our LinkedIn. Kareen, who does all our socials, we're doing some great work at identifying really exciting up and coming startups. So if you're ever interested in saying, oh, who's hot, who's new, have a look at our Instagram and you might see a couple of great companies on there with diverse founders. All right, so that's it from me and Jay. Any final words from you besides the amazing things you've been saying throughout this entire session?
Well, guys, you know what you have to do. Carry on coding, and we'll see you next time.
All right, take it easy, everybody.